You didn't stumble upon this by chance. In a vast sea of digital voices, where countless stories vie for your attention every moment, something deeper than algorithms or luck has guided you here. It's a force beyond the usual currents, more knowing than the systems that shape what you see. You were meant to find these words today, at this exact turn in your path, because your spirit is ready to embrace what many search for across lifetimes without finding. The truth is, you've been called, not by some outside power imposing its will, but by the quantum field itself, answering the frequency you've been sending out through your very being. Your struggles, your questions, that quiet sense that there's more beyond what you've known, all of it has been a signal, a light calling forth the exact wisdom your soul needs right now. But here's a truth rarely spoken. Being called isn't about feeling special in the ego's way. It's not about being above others or holding some rare privilege. It means you've reached a point where your inner tune has aligned with possibilities always present but hidden from your sight until now. Consciousness works like a radio. Most are tuned to the same channels: struggle, limits, the belief that life controls them. But you've been quietly turning the dial, seeking a clearer signal, a deeper truth you've always felt but couldn't name. Today, you've found it. Ancient gardeners understood a profound secret about life. Nothing in your experience is random. Every bloom, every weed, every season of plenty or want reflects conditions set long before they show. Your life follows the same rhythm. The challenges you face, the dreams that whisper to you despite all odds, these aren't accidents. They're the garden of your consciousness taking shape, responding to seeds of intention you may not even recall planting. Yet here's the shift. Most live as passive watchers of their own garden, puzzled by what grows, feeling powerless amid the seeming chaos. They don't see they're not just the observer, they're the gardener, the seed, the soil, and the sun all in one. The quantum field has been waiting for you to feel this truth, not just in your mind, where you've likely heard it before, but in your bones, in your cells, in the core of your being. This deep remembering is what being called truly means. It's your consciousness stepping into the realization that it's not separate from the creative force of the universe, but that force expressing itself through your unique lens. Let me share something that turns everything. You were guided to this moment because a part of you, deeper than words or thoughts, has been sending a signal, a part that refuses to settle for struggle as fate, that holds dreams as more than fantasies, that carries a vision bigger than the reality you've known. That signal has been heard, and this recognition, this sense that these words speak to your soul, this knowing that something profound is stirring, is the answer. The quantum field moves through what scientists call non-locality, where particles influence each other instantly across distances. Your consciousness dances the same way. The moment you align with a possibility, reality begins to reshape itself to match, not through force, but through harmony. They're already woven together, already one flow expressing itself through the dance of duality. This means when you shift your inner state, you're not sending out pleas to some distant field hoping for a reply. You're reshaping the very weave of reality from within. You are the field tuning itself. You are the universe waking to new horizons through your awareness. Most approach manifestation and conscious creation as if they're apart from what they seek, seeing themselves as lone figures trying to sway an outer world with thoughts, visions, or optimism. The truth is far more graceful and empowering. You don't craft your reality. You are your reality shaping itself. You don't draw experiences. You are the consciousness through which they arise. You don't manifest things. You are the infinite field expressing specific dreams through your unique lens. This isn't just poetic flair. It's the science of quantum mechanics meeting consciousness. When scientists study subatomic particles, they don't just observe. They help decide which version of reality takes form from all possibilities. Your awareness works the same way. Every moment of attention is a quantum choice that brings infinite potential into lived experience. But unlike cold instruments, your consciousness shapes this through meaning, emotion, belief, and intent. What you focus on, how you see it, the feelings you carry, all of this guides which possibilities bloom from the vast sea of potential. This is where coherence comes in, when all parts of you hum at the same tune, moving in harmony, no longer at odds with yourself about what's possible. It's when your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and actions unite around one truth. You are the conscious weaver of your days. Yet reaching coherence calls you to explore the layers of consciousness most never touch. Your surface mind, the part that thinks in words and sifts through life, is just the outer layer. Beneath lies your emotional heart feeling the world's rhythm. Deeper still is your belief root, the quiet programming that shapes what you deem possible or out of reach. And at the deepest core is what sages call pure awareness, the consciousness before thought, before feeling, before any story of who you are or what your life means. This is the space where you and the quantum field are one. This is the you that existed before your body and will endure beyond it. This is the you that chose to be here, for reasons your everyday mind may never fully grasp. When you touch this deeper layer, coherence flows naturally, not because all conflict vanishes, but because you've found the stillness within that's never been at war. The stillness that watches every storm with calm. The stillness that remains steady, no matter what arises. This is the consciousness that was always chosen. Not the personality with its likes and dislikes, not the ego with its plans and shields, but the pure awareness that is your truest self. The consciousness reading these words now. The presence experiencing your thoughts without being bound by them. The witness holding your emotions without being swept away. From this space, being chosen isn't something that happened to you. It's what you are. Choosing and being chosen are one breath, like two sides of a single light. You chose to step into this life because this life chose you. You picked these moments because they picked you. This happens together from a wisdom that flows beyond the straight lines of ordinary time. Grasping this paradox shifts everything about how you walk your days. Instead of feeling like a leaf tossed by circumstances beyond you, you begin to see you are the consciousness that chose these very moments for your growth. Instead of fleeing hard experiences, you start to view them as tailored lessons your deeper self crafted for your unfolding. This doesn't mean there's a fixed cosmic script. It means you are the reason things unfold. Your consciousness, in its boundless creativity, keeps weaving new experiences to explore the many facets of itself. But this core misunderstanding keeps them caught in a sense of separation, where change feels like a battle and manifestation, like begging an unwilling cosmos to bend. What seems like events happening to you are really inner movements of consciousness, unfolding through the outer world. But here's where most stumble. They try to build harmony from the outside in. They force their thoughts to adopt new beliefs, push their emotions to fit their wishes, or act in ways that feel detached from their true self. This only deepens the divide, not the unity. True harmony begins from the deepest place, when you remember who you really are beneath the stories, roles, and limits you've carried. When you connect with the part of you that exists beyond circumstances, beyond your past, beyond the patterns that have shaped your days. This is why these words found you today. Your deepest self is ready to step forward, the part of you that's always known you're meant for more than you've lived, the part that's been waiting for the perfect moment to rise more fully, and that moment is now. Pause here for a breath. Feel into what's stirring within you as these words settle. Sense the resonance, the recognition. Notice how something inside whispers, "Yes, this is what I've been waiting for." This feeling is your inner tune aligning with truth. It's your consciousness seeing itself in these lines. It's the quantum field affirming you're exactly where you belong, receiving just what you need. Now let's bring this into life. Being called isn't a passive gift. It's an invitation to actively shape your own unfolding. The quantum field has brought you this because you're ready to partner with it consciously, rather than drifting with old patterns. This means living from harmony, not division. It means choosing from your deepest knowing, not surface fears. It means trusting the wisdom that led you here to guide you onward. But it also asks something unexpected. The willingness to release the you who needed struggle to feel worthy, who leaned on problems for importance, who found safety in limits. The quantum field can only offer what matches your readiness to receive. You've been preparing for this longer than you know. Every challenge that didn't shatter you built your strength. Every disappointment that didn't dim your spirit widened your resilience. Every time you chose hope over doubt, love over fear, possibility over restriction, you were laying the ground for what's opening now. Like a gardener knows, transformation doesn't burst forth all at once. Seeds need time to root. Growth waits for the soil to be ready. But when the conditions align, blossoming becomes certain. Your soil has been tending. Your roots are firm. The stage for your next expansion is set. What felt out of reach yesterday grows probable today. What seemed like a dream reveals itself as your destiny. This is the quantum field's way. It doesn't defy nature's laws but works through them at depths most don't see. When your inner frequency matches what you're calling forth, the universe doesn't need to bend its rules. It simply unveils what was always possible. And you're ready for this clarity, not because you've mastered everything or erased all struggles, but because you've reached a place where you're willing to be more than your challenges. Where you're ready to let your gifts, your purpose, your deepest offering shine, imperfections and all. The world needs what you came to share. Not someday when you feel perfect, not after you've solved it all, but now, with your beautiful human layers, your unique vision, your singular way of being that no one else in history has ever brought. This is what being called truly means. It's recognizing your life isn't random. Your desires aren't aimless. Your dreams aren't fanciful. They're whispers of why you're here, what you came to live, and how you're meant to add to the great awakening unfolding on this earth. Take a moment and comment below with this exact phrase. I am ready to receive what I've been chosen for. Don't overthink it. Let it be a clear call from your deepest self to the wisdom that guides all things. Let it be your heartfelt agreement to step into greater harmony with your purpose. This isn't just a casual note. It's you actively joining your own unfolding. When you declare this openly, you're not just speaking to me or others. You're telling the universe you're ready to embrace something bigger than you've dared to imagine. The quantum field responds to clear intent. It answers unwavering resolve. It honors the courage to claim what you desire before the how reveals itself. Your words become an anchor, a moment when you chose possibility over circumstance. If what we've explored today about being called and aligning with your quantum frequency is stirring something deep within you, know this is just the beginning of a vast journey into consciousness mastery. There's a deeper path ahead, a space to weave these truths into every step you take. Now let's dive into what this alignment looks like in practice, because grasping the ideas is only the start. Transformation blooms through integration, and that calls you to live as the one who's already been chosen, not the one still waiting to be picked. Living as chosen means deciding from abundance, not lack. It means facing challenges from strength, not victimhood. It means moving through your days with a quiet confidence that you're exactly where you belong, even when the outer world hasn't caught up. This shift in how you see yourself is gentle but profound. It's the difference between wishing for good to find you and knowing you are good unfolding in the world. It's the shift from waiting for approval to realizing your very existence is the permission you seek. When you truly feel you were called, not by random chance but by the harmony of your consciousness with purpose, everything shifts. Your struggles don't vanish, but your dance with them transforms. Instead of proving you're unready, they become chances to show how prepared you are. The gardener learned this through living it. Every weed wasn't a failure, but a clue to tend. Every bare season wasn't proof of lack, but a setup for greater bloom. Every challenge was a gift in disguise, strengthening the qualities needed for the next growth. Your trials work the same way. They're not random burdens or cosmic judgments. They're carefully shaped experiences to grow the exact strengths you need for your purpose. The hardships you faced weren't empty pain. They were your training ground for the role you're here to play. Share in the comments. What struggle in your life now makes perfect sense as preparation for who you're becoming? This is why you walked through what you did, to be ready for this moment. This is why your path couldn't have been other than it was. This is why every twist was part of the straightest route to where you stand now. You've arrived here receiving this awakening to truths you've always felt, but weren't yet ready to fully live. The resonance of these words in your soul isn't a fluke. It's confirmation you've reached a threshold where deeper knowing can weave into your daily life. But integration takes practice. It asks you to choose from this new understanding, not old habits. It calls you to trust your inner light even when it clashes with what you see outside. It asks you to live as if you've already embraced what you've been called for, even before its full shape emerges. This is the leap that sets apart those who transform from those who linger in understanding without living it. It's the willingness to act on your inner truth before the outer world confirms it. It's the courage to be the shift before you see it reflected. If what we've explored together is touching a deep chord in you, if these words are waking a remembering that goes beyond mere thought, let's walk this path as one. This conversation reaches far beyond gathering ideas. It's about joining a circle of consciousness, actively shaping what's possible on this earth. This circle isn't built on personality or distraction. It's woven from recognition. Souls seeing each other across time and space, coming together to lift something greater than any of us could create alone. Here's a truth the quantum field reveals. Transformation grows stronger when shared. When you surround yourself with those choosing growth over ease, possibility over odds, love over fear, your own unfolding accelerates in ways you can't imagine. The harmony we build together becomes a vessel strong enough to hold dreams that would be too vast to carry solo. This is how consciousness evolves, not through solitary effort, but through a collective resonance that raises us all. Now, let's explore what unfolds when you live from this deeper knowing. When you make choices from the recognition that you were called, not the belief that you must prove your worth through struggle or success, you'll notice shifts. First, synchronicities multiply. The right people step in at just the right time. Resources appear when you need them most. Opportunities open that perfectly fit your growing vision. This isn't magic. It's harmony made visible. When your inner tune aligns with purpose, the outer world reshapes to support it. Second, your dance with time transforms. Instead of feeling behind, hurried, or pressed by limits, you begin to feel everything unfolding in its perfect rhythm. You grow trust in the wisdom guiding all things. Knowing what's yours will reach you when you're ready. Third, your challenges turn into gateways, not roadblocks. Each difficulty reveals itself as a chance to step more fully into who you're becoming. Problems lose their personal sting and gain purposeful meaning. You start to see the gift in every moment, even before it's clear. But perhaps most beautifully, you begin to feel at home in your own life. The restlessness that may have driven you for years settles into a deep contentment, not laziness, but a quiet knowing that you're exactly where you belong, doing what you're meant to, becoming who you came to be. This doesn't mean your days become flawless or free of trials. It means they align. An aligned life, even with its challenges, feels worlds apart from a life out of step with your deepest truth. The gardener learned this when they stopped battling what grew and started partnering with the natural wisdom wanting to bloom through their garden. They learned to tend rather than force, to nurture rather than control, to trust the process instead of micromanaging every turn. Your life calls for the same. Instead of constantly pushing through will alone, you're invited to collaborate with the intelligence that's been guiding your journey, adding your conscious heart to the unseen forces already at work for you. This partnership is what being called truly invites. It's the knowing that you're not apart from the creative pulse of the universe. You are that pulse, expressing itself through your unique vision and gifts. When you align with this, creation becomes a dance rather than a fight. And this dance asks for both effort and release. Effort to take inspired steps, make conscious choices, and hold to your highest knowing. It calls for surrender, not in giving up but in trusting the flow. It asks you to release control over timing and open to possibilities beyond what you can yet imagine. This balance of effort and trust is honed through practice. Each day offers chances to choose harmony over reaction, possibility over odds, faith over force. Every choice builds your strength to live from unity rather than division. The more you practice living as called, the more signs you'll see that you truly are, not through mystical intervention, but through natural laws revealing themselves as your awareness grows. Reality is far more alive than you've been led to believe. Consciousness is far more creative than common wisdom allows, and you are far more powerful than your old conditioning has let you see. These aren't empty comforts or daydreams, they're quantum truths that shine clear when you develop the eyes to see and ears to hear what's always been there, veiled by a limited view. That veil is lifting for you now, not because you've done everything perfectly or become flawless, but because you've reached a readiness that welcomes deeper truth into your everyday life. This readiness is what the quantum field has been awaiting. It's what drew you to this moment, to these words, to the knowing that you're not a random spark in a void, but a chosen expression of infinite wisdom learning through your unique way of being. Feel that truth in your body now. Let it sink not just into your mind, but into your cells. You are called not by some outer authority, but by the deepest truth of who you are, chosen to be here in this time, in this reality, with these gifts, facing these challenges, carrying these dreams. From this view, everything in your life makes perfect sense. Every joy that opened your heart, every sorrow that deepened your compassion, every triumph that lifted your confidence, every stumble that polished your spirit, all of it has been crafted to prepare you for this step. You're entering a life lived from authenticity, not adjustment, from purpose, not duty, from love, not fear. A life where your outer days begin to mirror your inner knowing. A life where what you've always felt possible starts showing in your daily walk. This shift doesn't happen in a flash, but it begins the moment you accept you're meant for more than you've settled for. The moment you stop bargaining with your dreams and start readying for their bloom. The moment you choose to live as if you've already been called, rather than hoping someday you might be. As we near the close of our time together, feel the fullness of this exchange, not just the words, but the energy woven through them. The remembering they've sparked within you, the possibilities now stirring in your awareness. You came with questions. You leave with recognition. You arrived seeking outside. You depart knowing the answer has always lived within, waiting for this moment to be seen and lived. That moment is now. The question isn't whether you're ready. Your presence here shows you are. The question is whether you'll act from this readiness rather than clinging to old tales of lack and limits. The quantum field has offered this as a gift, but gifts need to be claimed to hold value. Claiming means taking what you've felt and living it now, not flawlessly, that would miss the point, but authentically, bravely, with the quiet assurance of someone who knows they belong right here. Before we part, let's share one final act of conscious joining. In the comments below, drop one word that captures the energy or transformation you're choosing as you step forward. Don't overthink it. Let the word that rises be your soul's mark to the quantum field itself, whether it's courage, trust, alignment, purpose, expansion, flow, or something uniquely yours. Let it be your declaration, the bridge from this recognition to the life you're now entering. The more of us who remember our true essence, the more reality itself mirrors that awakening back to everyone. Your journey lights the way for the whole. Your transformation opens doors for every soul on this earth. This is how consciousness grows, not through grand displays or sudden revelations, but through individuals like you choosing to live from your deepest truth rather than surface fears. Through hearts brave enough to be real in a world that thrives on sameness. Through spirits willing to share their gifts, even amid uncertainty about how they'll be met. But let's bring this evolution into the everyday, because understanding consciousness only shines when it weaves into lived moments. When you begin to see yourself as consciousness having a human journey rather than a human striving to be more conscious, profound shifts unfold. First, your dance with time transforms. The linear flow of past, present, and future, once a rigid chain, reveals itself as a limit of narrow sight. From an expanded heart, you step into what mystics call the eternal now, not just this moment, but the timeless awareness where all moments rise and fade. This doesn't pull you from practical life or stop you from planning. It gifts you a vertical time sense, letting you touch the eternal while fully living the temporal. You begin to feel that what seems to unfold in sequence is actually happening all at once in consciousness. This shift lets you work with future dreams as present truths. When you align deeply with a possibility, you're not just wishing for someday, you're stepping into a stream where it already lives. Your role shifts from forcing it to happen to allowing yourself to merge with where it's already real. Second, your view of cause and effect turns inside out. In everyday awareness, we see a straight line. One thing causes another, building a future. But from this wider lens, you glimpse what quantum minds call reverse causality, how future possibilities shape the now. Your future self, the fullest version of who you're becoming, is quietly arranging the moments you live today. The challenges you meet, the chances that open, the people who cross your path, all are guided by the consciousness you're growing into. Your future is reaching back, leaving breadcrumbs to steer your present choices. Understanding this explains why synchronicities grow when you align with your purpose. It's not that the universe suddenly listens more, it's that you start seeing the wisdom always at work. When you tune to who you're becoming, you notice the signs your future self has scattered all along. Third, your grasp of free will and destiny deepens into harmony. Most see them as opposites. Either you choose freely or everything's set by fate. But from quantum consciousness, they're two sides of one flow. You hold full creative freedom within the frame your deeper self chose for this life. It's like a painter with endless possibilities on canvas, yet bound by its two-dimensional nature and the flow of paint. Your soul picked certain threads, your core character, your key lessons, your innate gifts, and within those, you have boundless room to create. This is why your deepest desires and highest destiny align so perfectly. What you truly yearn for isn't apart from your path. Your authentic passions are how destiny speaks through your unique spirit. When you follow your genuine joy and excitement, you're not just chasing whims, you're letting your inner wisdom guide you to moments that lift your highest growth. Fourth, your connection with others shifts from separation to recognition. Instead of seeing them as wholly apart with their own minds, you begin to sense one consciousness, gazing at itself through billions of unique souls. This doesn't dim the uniqueness of each person. It reveals that uniqueness as countless facets of one radiant gem. This knowing turns relationships from exchanges into exchanges of light. Instead of meeting others to gain something or convince them of your view, you begin to see each encounter as a chance for consciousness to explore itself more deeply. Every person you meet is consciousness in a different guise, discovering new shades of awareness. When you truly feel this, judgment fades away. How can you judge another when you recognize them as another reflection of the same essence you are? How can you feel above or below when you see everyone playing their perfect part in the great unfolding of awakening? This doesn't make you passive or erase your preferences. It means your choices flow from love, not fear, from wisdom, not reaction. This shift also reveals why the right people appear at just the right time. It's not luck or chance. It's consciousness weaving meetings between aspects of itself, ready to spark each other's growth. When you align with your purpose, you naturally draw souls who support it, whether through harmony or the gentle friction that speeds your unfolding. You were called for this, not for flawlessness, but for participation, not for knowing all answers, but for asking richer questions, not for a life without challenge, but for turning challenge into wisdom. The gardener's tale lives on through you. Now, every choice you make from alignment rather than fear tends the garden of our shared consciousness. Every moment you choose possibility over restriction plants seeds of hope in the quantum field. Every step you take from love rather than lack waters the dreams of those who follow. Yet the gardener also uncovered a deep truth about the seasons of consciousness growth. Just as physical gardens move through planting, blooming, reaping, and rest, your spiritual path follows natural rhythms that can't be rushed beyond their own timing. There are spring seasons of rapid awakening, when new insights flood in daily and life shifts with dizzying speed. These are times when dormant dreams burst into bloom and everything feels within reach. You might feel swept up in growth, as if you've unlocked the key to boundless possibility. Then come summer seasons of settling, when the pace eases and you're invited to live what you've learned rather than chase new horizons. These can frustrate the part of you hooked on breakthroughs, but they're vital. Without this grounding, spiritual insights stay as ideas, not lived wisdom. Autumn brings the harvest, when your inner work flowers into visible change. Relationships evolve, opportunities arise, health lifts, creativity flows. These are moments when the unseen shifts of consciousness shine in your daily world. Yet harvest also asks you to release what no longer fits, like trees shedding leaves for winter. And yes, there are winter seasons of stillness when spiritual progress seems to pause and you might feel you're slipping back. These are often misunderstood. Many see winter as proof they've failed or their path is off, but these are the deepest growth times. Like seeds resting in dark soil before sprouting, parts of your consciousness dive inward for a quiet alchemy of change. These seasons teach you to trust the process when progress hides, building a maturity and a steady knowing that growth continues even in silence. Understanding these cycles keeps you from judging your path or forcing outcomes out of sync with your season. In winter, you don't need more tools. You need patience and faith. In spring, you don't need to hold back. You need courage to embrace the rush. The quantum field flows with this natural timing. Pushing for change in winter creates resistance. Resisting growth in spring breeds struggle. But when you move with your rhythms, the universe supports you effortlessly, for you're dancing with cosmic law, not against it. This is why being called doesn't promise a straight or predictable path. It means you'll be led through exactly the experiences needed for your fullest growth, in the timing that serves your highest good. Sometimes this looks like breakthrough and triumph. Sometimes it feels like breakdown and surrender. Both are gifts when seen through the eyes of infinite consciousness, exploring itself through your unique story. The master gardener knows the most stunning gardens aren't those in constant bloom, but those that honor the natural waves of growth, rest, expansion, and release. Your life is meant to be a masterpiece of conscious unfolding, not a chase for endless peaks. Trusting these rhythms deepens your faith in the wisdom that called you. In tough cycles, instead of doubting your calling, you begin to see the challenge as proof of it. Only souls strong enough for certain lessons are given them. Only consciousness ready for specific growth meets those chances. This doesn't mean you sit back or stop taking inspired steps. It means learning to tell the difference between forcing and flowing, between effort born of trust and effort born of fear. Aligned action feels light, even with great energy. Misaligned action wears you out, even if it's simple. Your intuition becomes your compass. But intuition isn't just a gut feeling. It's the voice of your future self calling you to your highest path. It's the wisdom of your deepest consciousness speaking through your very being. It's the quantum field whispering through your nerves. Trusting your intuition is key to living as called. Your mind can weigh options, but only your intuition knows which choice fits your soul's purpose. Your emotions can show what you like or resist, but only your intuition reveals what serves your growth. Your past can guide, but only your intuition navigates uncharted possibilities. This is why quiet moments and inner listening matter so much. In a world that thrives on distraction, tuning inward is a bold act of power. Every time you choose stillness over noise, depth over shallow amusement, inner truth over outer voices, you reclaim your role as a conscious creator. You didn't stumble here by chance. You were guided by the same intelligence that spins galaxies, turns seasons, beats your heart, and mends your wounds without your effort. That same wisdom has a magnificent vision for your life, something that needs exactly who you are, exactly as you are now. Not later, when you're more ready, not when circumstances shift. Now with all your beautiful human layers and perfect imperfections. This magnificence isn't a finish line you'll cross someday. It's the truth already alive in you. You are already magnificent. You are already called. You are already the consciousness you've sought to become. The journey isn't about turning into someone new. It's about uncovering who you've always been beneath the layers of habit and forgetting. This remembering unfolds slowly, then suddenly, like a sunrise, where the light creeps in unnoticed until the whole landscape glows. Your awakening follows the same rhythm. Gentle shifts build until you're living from a whole new reality. Trust this. Trust the process that brought you here. Trust the knowing stirring within you. Trust that you were meant to find this today, and tomorrow, when you wake to the same world with the same challenges, remember, you're not the same person who slept. Something has shifted, something has awakened, something has been chosen. Let that something lead you into the mystery of becoming who you came to be. The quantum field is eager to show you the wonder of that becoming when you stop resisting your own greatness and embrace the truth of why you're here. You were called. You are called. You will always be called. Now go live it, and there's more to explore. How reality mirrors your deepest beliefs about yourself. The observer's reflection reveals how your outer world echoes your inner state, transforming everything about how you walk this chosen path.